this is Robin Hood, or Loxley as he's known to by us. He's 7 and he's come to us straight from racing, from a great racing yard over in Warminster. I had a couple of horses from them and they've always been great. I've ridden him once, he's done a couple of long range sessions with me. I'm going to get on him again today, but I just want to give him a bit of a trot round so he can have a look at everything, because Tony's in here filming. Woo, walk. Not yet, woo. Just giving him a couple of feels on the line. Woo, and walk. Woo. Woo. And walk. Good lad. Good lad. And trotting. Trot on. Trot on. Good boy. All one. All way. Good boy. So basically, if he's going to have a buck and a fart, I'd much rather he did it right now. Good boy. I don't think he's going to have a buck though. Good boy. He's quite nervous. Just of new things in general. He's petrified of the mountain block. He's a bit nervous when people get on and off, which is fine and it's perfectly normal. Good boy. Good boy. And walk. Ooh. Ooh. You notice when I bring him down from a trot to a walk, I don't look at him. Ooh, good lad. And stand. Ooh. And I just shorten the line. Ooh, as we go. 'Cause I don't want him to come in towards me. Ooh. That's a good boy. Now I can go to him. Good lad. That's a very good boy. Okay, I think I can get on. I think he's going to be all right. I'll just reposition the saddle. So we'll just pause the video for a sec, reposition the saddle, then I'll get Tony to leg me up. Good boy. Okay, going to jump on. Last time he ran across the school when I got on, so I'm expecting he might do similar today, but I'm not going to keep hold of him. If he wants to run, he can. But he just, no. Knee and ankle, that's it. 1, 2, 3. That's fine. Oh, what a good boy. That's it, just really carefully getting my stirrups. That's it. Oh yeah, I know there's flies. Good boy, that's it. No, that was good, bless him. That's it. That's 100% improvement from last week. That's really good boy. I wanted him not to feel penned in, so that if he wanted to bugger off across the school, for now that's okay. Because he needs to know that this is not going to be an unpleasant experience for him. So now I'm going to tighten my girth. Again, this was a source of great emotion for him last week. So let's just try. Oh, what a good boy. I did do it about 15 times with him last week, so he's nicely desensitized now. What a good man. What a good man. That's it. Just going to start to introduce him to the feel of my leg. Good boy. That's a good boy. Well, I was expecting some fun and games with this. That's a bit disappointing. Good man. That's it. And just start to move myself around in the saddle so he can get used to the different position, different feel. Moving my pelvis forward, moving it backwards. It's all new for him. Good boy. Long reins, short reins. Just so that he knows that anything that I'm going to do up here isn't going to cause him any discomfort. Let's try kicking my right leg over. That's a good boy. And can we touch you here? Good boy. There, what a good man you are. What a good man you are. It's deceptive, you know, he's not a horse that carries a massive amount of weight, although he's far from skinny. But he lacks muscle over his back. So I've got a Stevens Jellies pad on him, because for anything that's got quite a lot of atrophy over the back, they're brilliant, because it basically just, oops, that fly on me. It basically takes the place of those. So you haven't got a saddle sat directly on ribs. So where he is atrophied, we've now got a nice big, thick jellies pad underneath that. So he'll be able to use himself a lot more effectively than he would if I was just to plonk a saddle and a saddlecloth straight on him. That's a good boy. Now, all I want to do with him today is just encourage a little softness in the jaw, exactly the same as we did ridden last week, exactly the same as I've done on long reins. So I don't know if Tony can zoom in on my hands at all. I'm just going to change the rein a minute, crudely. All I'm doing, if Tone can, where's it? I'm just opening and closing my fingers just to ask for a little bit of softness. So I'm not moving my hands forwards and backwards, but the hands are nice and wide. And I'm just a couple of feels on the left, a couple of feels on the right. Ah, a good boy. I know it's a big ask for you. The school needs rolling, so it's like going over the Andes. So just a little bit of left, a little bit of right. Because I want him to come down and be soft in the jaw, but I don't want him to then sit on the rein. So what I'm doing is, it's quite a big and imprecise movement to start with, because all I'm asking literally is soften the jaw and just come down for me. But then when he softens, the movement gets lighter and lighter. So to start with, I might use this much movement, which is quite a lot. And then when he starts to yield, the movement gets less and less. So you refine it down to a whisper. I mean, you don't start with a shout. It's not going to be hard and severe. But, you know, if he's quite stiff and resistant in the jaw, you can't expect to be able to tickle him always and get a response. And if you just continue with the same amount of pressure, you're just going to make him dead in the mouth. So you're better off being a little stronger with the aid and or more definite, I suppose, is a better way to put it. Being more definite with the aid and getting a response, and then being able to refine. That's how you create a good mouth. Good boy. And he's coming a little deep, but you know what? That's okay for now. Doesn't have to be perfect. All we want is just a little bit of softness. Good boy. Good man. I'll give him a break for a second. Good boy. But even when I'm letting him on a long rein, I'm still moving through my fingers. So there's a constant communication, regardless of what I'm doing with the rest of my body. I'm still always talking to him and reassuring him and instructing him, I guess, to a degree as well, just through the slight movement of my fingers. And he'll need that for now. Good boy. Yeah, good lad. I'm starting to teach him seat aids as well. I have to use a directional aid with the rein as well. But if you notice, there's no pulling back to turn around corners or anything. All I'm doing is right now I'm aiming him towards the fence. I don't want him to turn himself. I'm going to open that rein, put my weight into my inside seat bone and ask him to come round. There we go. See, now he'll already turn now, 80% better than a lot of horses that you see. So we go straight to the fence and we turn. You're a good boy. So right from day one, he's learning the correct way. He's learning aids that are soft and kind and forward thinking. Good boy. And look at the response we've got. I'm just going to halt him a moment. Ooh, so I'm just going to close my fingers on the rein so there's no movement and close my seat. Ooh, and then open my fingers. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah, well done. And walk on. And straight away my fingers are just asking him to come a little softer. Good boy. As when he comes down, he can be a little heavy. He's a big old head. He's not quite strong enough to carry himself yet, so I don't want to do too much because that'll make him sore and that'll make him resentful. So let's just turn him again. Good boy. Well done, big man. I'm going to do a little bit of trot work with him as well in a minute. And that's it, you'll walk straight and wait into my right seat bone. Ask him to come around. Good boy. That's a good lad. And let's do a walk to halt. Ooh, just closing my fingers on the reins. So restricting forward movement. Ooh, good boy. What a good man you are. What a good man. See, so everything's about positive experiences. Walk on. I know the camera won't do it justice as to exactly how hot it is here today and just how bad the horseflies are. I mean, in between lunging him and getting on, I covered him in fly repellent because it was just stinking here. Good boy. That's it. So I don't want him to get heavy, so if he's just going to put a little bit of pressure on my hand, again, I'll just gently vibrate that rein and ask him to come up a little bit. So when we get to this corner, I'm going to ask him to go into trot. I'm expecting him to stuff his head up in the air. So let's see. Trotting. But he has worked on long lines with me, so steady. He's a little bit quick, steady. I'm just softening my shoulder forward. Steady. That's it, steady. That's it, good boy, steady. I'm just going to open and close my fingers again. Good boy. Now he's found a bit more balance. Steady. Good boy. Steady. And walk. Whoa. And walk. No, so don't go into sitting trot with him when I'm asking him to walk. Good boy. Because I want him to use his back. And if I sit on him, he's just going to go, ugh. And he's just going to hollow. And the whole experience is going to be unpleasant for everybody. So let's just try that again. So I'm just asking for a bit of softness with my fingers and asking for trot. Good lad, what a good boy. Doesn't matter. Just raise my hands ever so slightly. Steady. We don't have much directional control in trot, but that's okay for now. Steady. Steady. Woo, steady. Just going to slow my rise and fall. Just ask, there we are. Just ask for a little bit, not so much asking for quality, but just ask him to come back a little bit, rather than running onto his forehand, which is what he always would have been able to do. Let's just circle him here. Good boy. Steady. Steady. All the time, I'm just opening and closing my fingers and walk. Whoa. So now, that's it. When I want him to walk, I make the contact a little more, not resistant, but I stop the forward movement just so there's not a pull, but a very slight restriction. Because at the moment, I can't use my seat aids to ask him to walk. So we have to start. I mean, if you watch, so from walk to halt, if I just stop the forward movement, so there's no pulling whatsoever. It's just as opposed to the natural forward and backward movement of the hand. You just restrict that, close the fingers on the rein, squeeze through your bum, and then the movement that you have to do through your hand, i.e. the degree of restriction that you'll need will become less and less and less as the horse becomes far more tuned into your seat. Steady. I'm going to do a little bit of trot on this rein and call it a day because he's just been brilliant. Yeah, I know. We might do a little bit of work on the mounting block with him as well. See if I can get him to stand next to it without galloping across the school. Good boy. So I'm going to ask for trot in this corner by where the camera is. So just a little bit of left and right. Good boy. And trotting. Good boy. Steady. Just left and right with my fingers, that's all I'm doing. I'm not asking for any flexion, counter flexion, nothing. Just, well, that jaw, just be soft. Good boy. Steady and walk. And walk. Good boy. And we'll just do that once more, and then I'm happy. Good lad, that's it. Good boy. And trotting. What a good boy. Steady. 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 Oh, a little bit too deep. Too deep. Now, I'm going to circle him here a moment. Hey, hey, hey. He gets quite sticky on my left hand, so I have to have a little bit more movement in that left hand. Way steady. Than my right, because that's the rein he wants to sit on. At the moment, he's very slightly counterflexed, which I don't want, but I'm not overly concerned with trying to correct it. Steady. What a good boy. And walk. And walk. Good man. Good man. Well done. Wasn't that easy? Yeah, it's much easier than being on the high-speed treadmill. Much easier than running up gallops. It's just different. What a good boy. I love him. I think he's going to be fabulous. I mean, second ridden session. I've done 2 long range sessions with him. He wasn't too struck on the long range to start with, by the way, because it's new. But you know what? He's as good as any I've had in, if not better. He's just got a great head on him. Good boy. And when he learns to trust, this is the sort of horse that's going to turn absolutely inside out for you. Because he tries. He doesn't quite understand, but that's okay. But he'll give it a go. And you can't ask any more than that. What a very, very good boy. Just going to hold him here. Ooh, and woo, stand. Woo, stand. Good man. Ooh, stand. Good boy. Well done, Loxley. Good boy. Well, I'll give him some sweets. Well, I hope you look forward to watching his progress, because I think he's definitely going to be one to follow. You don't want your sweets? Yeah, you do. Good boy.